Hapaday, Jesus Maasi to everyone for joining us today for the presentation of Legislative Resolution number 390-35 COR. Today we are recognizing Ms. Lydia Meno Jesus, and on the occasion of her retirement from the Department of Public Health and Social Services, the Division of Public Welfare at the Bureau of Social Services Administration, after 26 years of service to our community as a social worker. This is the third retirement from the Bureau of Social Services Administration. This is a very hardworking bureau, and they've served very long. So we earlier celebrated a retirement. Earlier this year, we celebrated the retirement of Mrs. Lerma Duarosan and Crispina Escalera. And so now we celebrate Miss Lydia Meno Jesus, who I understand is fondly also called Miss Lulu. And so I'd like to acknowledge, of course, the presence of my colleague, Senator Terlaje. Thank you, Senator, for being here. And I want to, of course, acknowledge the presence of Miss Lydia Meno Jesus and her husband and many of her family members. I understand some are even from off island. And so I'm so honored that you are able to join us today. And we also have with us today, of course, the hardworking individuals over at the Bureau of Social Services Administration. Thank you for being here today. Is Linda here? Linda Rodriguez? Okay. I just want to acknowledge that Ms. Linda Rodriguez, she's the program administrator of the Bureau of Social Services Administration of the Division of Public Welfare. And many of the social workers that come under her division are also here with us today. All right, so on behalf of the Guam Legislature and the people of Guam, it's an honor and privilege to present this resolution to you and your family, because for the last 26 years, you have dedicated your time and energy to uplifting and protecting the most vulnerable in our community. And more recently, you've assisted in the fight against the COVID pandemic as a social worker with the COVID-19 pandemic response team under the Quarantine and Isolation Containment Unit. And I want to thank you and all the social workers on our island who are serving on the front lines in this fight. And for your work in protecting our community, despite the great risk to your own health and your lives. And there are no words to truly express our gratitude. So Ms. Meno, as you know, this critical service to a community that you willingly gave yourself to is not for the faint of heart. It is, in fact, requires a strong person and a great big heart. The vast majority of people that social workers help are in a state of crisis and emotional distress. And so this requires a special person with a deep sense of empathy, understanding, a need for justice, and the ability to empower others despite the various barriers that are encountered in order to do this work. And you do this daily, and you've done this every day for 26 years. So very, very honored and proud of all the work that you have done. I want to extend my deepest gratitude to you and your family for dedicating the last 26 years to this oftentimes thankless but most vital work. And I extend the same gratitude to the social workers here with us today and in our community. So without further delay, and on behalf of the people of Guam and Ihilas Latuan Guahan, it's my honor to present to you Legislative Resolution number 390-35. And so Senator Terlaje is going to assist me in this. This resolution is titled Relative to Recognizing Mrs. Lydia Meno Jesus on the occasion of her retirement after 26 years of outstanding service with the government of Guam and commending her for her dedication to the island community. Be it resolved by the Committee on Rules of Imina 35 Nales Latuan Guahan.
Sorry. Okay. Whereas Lydia Meno Jesus is the daughter of Pedro Chargaloff Meno and Ana Kinga Meno of Malolo and Inalahan. Lydia resides with her husband, Mr. Victor Jesus, in the village of Mayina, and has a son, Jason Meno, and 6 grandchildren. And whereas in 1983, Lydia received a Bachelor's of Social Work degree with a minor in military science, Senior Army Reserve Officers Training Corps, ROTC program from the University of Guam, and as a commissioned officer of the University of Guam ROTC program, Lydia joined the US Army after college and served as an Army officer in the Quartermaster branch. And after 12 years on active duty with the United States Army, Lydia took the early separation reduction in force in 1994 and returned home to Guam. And whereas, do you want me to keep going? Okay. Whereas in May of 1994, Lydia began her employment with the government of Guam, serving in the Department of Education Parents, Family, Community Outreach Program, where she took the initiative to establish a protocol of her own position at the school and maintain a monthly record of accomplishments, which reflected purpose and professionalism in her role as a social worker. And whereas, just stop me, Senator, if you're ready, Kate. Whereas in June 1997, Lydia continued in her public service career and worked at the Department of Public Health and Social Services, where she maintained her tenure during the Division of Public Welfare, Business and Social Service Administration, BASA, serving as a social worker in the case management unit. And her responsibilities at CMU required efficiency in case assessment and planning skills, writing court reports, monitoring children, families' progress, ensuring the patients are in compliance with their service plan agreements, while ensuring that children were nurtured and protected in caring and loving home. And whereas, among many accomplishments, Lydia had escorted many children to off-island placements and off-island medical and mental health treatment throughout her tenure at the Department of Public Health and Social Service Division of Public Welfare. She volunteered and served as a social worker, eligibility benefits worker during Guam's typhoon-declared disaster emergency assistant. She presented on child abuse and neglect awareness and child protective services, mandated reporting to various government and non-government organizations to include on-air and television broadcast, and for Career Day at schools, where she was a frequent participant in many of the Bureau's community outreach programs. She served as a field instructor for the University of Guam social work interns assigned to the case management unit. And she recently served as a social worker with the COVID-19 pandemic response team under the Quarantine and Isolation Containment Unit. And whereas, Lydia is a recipient of the 2006 Governor's Mag Hope Award of Excellence and the Community Social Service Employment of the Year Award. And whereas Ms. Lydia Meno Jesus is now retiring from public service, and her dedication to serve others has contributed immensely in the well-being of people of our community. Therefore, be it resolved
that the Committee on Rules of Imena 35 na Legislatura Guahan does hereby, on behalf of the Legislature in Guahan and the people of Guam, recognize Mrs. Lydia Meno Jesus on the occasion of her retirement after 26 years of outstanding service with the government of Guam, and commend her for her dedication to the island community. And be it further resolved that the Speaker and the Chair of the Committee on Rules certify, and the Legislative Secretary attest to the adoption hereof, and that copies of the same be thereafter transmitted to Ms. Lydia Meno Jesus and to the Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero, Imaga Hagan, Guahan. Congratulations again, Lydia. And yay!
Thank you, Senator. Thank
Congratulations.
I would like to acknowledge the presence of our Legislative Secretary, Senator Amanda Shelton, who's
Hi,
joined us.
Senator.
Senator,
Hi,
and
Auntie Lydia. Congratulations.
yes, I'd like to.
Congratulations, Lulu.
Thank you.
I was going to ask if Ms. Rodriguez is here, Linda. if not, if there's anyone in her stead who would like to give the remarks on behalf of the Bureau.
Senator, I know she earlier was in a Zoom call with the governor and maybe
Okay.
some staff, so she may still be tied up in that.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, and then I just, we are going to ask Lydia and her husband, but prior to that, maybe if the senators want to say a few words, Senator Amanda.
Thank you very much. Well, congratulations, Auntie Lulu and Uncle Victor. I hope that you enjoy your
Thank you, Senator.
retirement together very much. I know that you're going to have lots of fun riding the bike and going out and dancing when things get back to normal. So I wish you all the best. And I thank you very much for all of your service to the people of Guam, especially our children who are most vulnerable and underserved, all that you've done over the years to help protect our children. Thank you very much for all you have done, the many, many years of hard work. And I know everyone at CPS is going to miss you a lot and the contributions that you made. And it'll be very hard to ever replace you, but we are very thankful for everything that you've given to our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Senator.
Senator Taitagui.
Tijusmasi, Madam Chair. Auntie Lydia, you know, I'm here because I'm also a Meno, you know, I'm from the village of Inarohan, and she's my aunt. And I wanted to make sure that I was here to be here today to celebrate with you and recognize most especially your accomplishments that you've made. I'm so very proud of you. I'm so very proud. All that you have done, it's amazing. Your children, your family all have to be very excited and very proud as well. What you've done for our community is priceless. Your heart, giving your heart and of your time and allowing, the family to let you do what you were doing for the people of Guam. It takes a lot of sacrifice, even from the family side. But Donkalusi Tusmasi, Auntie Lulu, and then my very best to the family. Take care, enjoy your retirement. Don't go work after 2 months. Stay retired. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Senator.
Adios.
It seems you've had already 2 full careers. So yes, you've definitely done your share for all of us. But I would like to open the floor if your husband would like to say a few remarks, and then you, of course, Lydia. Yes.
Since our BOSA administrator, which is my current boss now, is tied up, I have Arlene, who's been my supervisor for my unit as well.
Wonderful.
If she would like to say a few words, she's my proxy supervisor.
Yes, Arlene, please, that would be fantastic. Appreciate that.
Okay, we're gonna be at a loss when Lydia leaves, not just us, but I'm sure, the many clients she's worked with, especially those who still remain under our care. But we can only be happy also for her as she moves on, and so she and Victor can also enjoy their retirement. But I'm sure that after things kind of settle down, I know she's made a commitment to become a foster parent. Or we at least know if we really don't have a home, that's someone that we can consider. But Lydia has really been a very, very hard worker, very focused, always conscientious of the mission. And we will surely miss her.
Thank you, Arlene.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Arlene. Very much appreciate all the work by your entire bureau and by the department. Masi. Wow, Lydia, that's.
I think I put her on the spot, but she was my supervisor for the past couple years. I've had several here.
Well, that's great. I'm glad she's able to join us. I'm very glad. All right. So if your husband would like to say a few words, and if not, then you're welcome. Please.
You want to say anything?
Yeah, we just gotta enjoy ourselves and travel a lot. Go to Washington.
Oh,
just not at this time. He's been waiting. He's also been retired for many, many years from GTA, the old GTA. So So Senators, Senator Terlaje, Senator Taitagreed, and
Shelton.
Senator Amanda Shelton. I appreciate your time today. I really appreciate it. Today is my last official day. My last work day was last Friday. I handed over all my cases and they've fully been assigned to my colleagues here, which is very difficult, but they're in good hands. It takes a tremendous amount of work to even prepare and transfer one case, let alone my caseload was at 18. So I started preparing case transfers almost late September after there were no hearings. I was still doing hearings, but I'm going to miss this job, this work, this family tremendously. This has been my home for the last several years. And I'm truly gonna miss the work, my colleagues, those that have been here just as old as I am, as long as I am. Truly miss them because we've been in this field in the trenches for a long time. To my new and young workers, I can hear them over me in the back. These are fresh new workers. As I hear them on cases, on phones, they are on spot.
Yes.
And I truly hope that they continue in this field because they are just doing tremendously. We just, appreciate the work. So, but I look for retirement with my husband, with my family. I thank them for my support. My son, who's in Vegas, before he left, I had my grands. He would bring his grands. They almost kind of grew up here before they left. I kind of babysit them as I'm doing work. They've been my biggest support, and that's where I go for vacations when you need a break and you got to take a break from this job. Vegas it is, or Washington, with my brother in Washington and my brother-in-law. And it's always still great to come back. So I hope to, work with them in the future if they need anything. Sisters, if you need my help, call me. I'm only a phone call away. I'm up the street. I'll be here. Even though my last day of work was last Friday, my heart broke because I accompanied my sister Mo, she's back there on her phone, finally got to remove one boy that's been in a shelter for almost a year. Placed him in a home last night that we've been trying to transition him, but because of the pandemic, the PCOR 1, it was all at a standstill. So finally got to place him in a home last night. We worked till about 7:30, right, Mo? 7:30, placed him late. I said, this is my last mission. I'm gonna put this boy in a home so he can sleep well, although he was well taken care of. Last Friday, my last court hearing, I closed a case on a 19-year-old minor who we extended jurisdiction just so she can graduate from high school. She had medical conditions, worked to get her graduated. She did it. She did it during this pandemic. She's now under her own medical treatment, taking care of herself. That case alone, I had for almost 17 years when I got the case. There was 10 kids on that case and each one of them aged out, graduated, did well. And this was my last child in that family of 10 that moved on and closed that case. Sorry, I wasn't able to close all my cases, my sisters, which is why I had to transfer it. So I thank you senators for your support and my family here, Bosa. There's my grand. She was a baby hi Jada, when she would come here and visit. She's my biggest support now. They're waiting for me. Like, Grandma, you come and say we can live with you. I said, no, you got to call me first for appointment. So I thank my sisters, my family here, my second family, and the people we serve. It's been a pleasure. It's been a road and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. What a grand way to end a career. Just really the most valuable service to the people of Guam. Thank you.
My grandbaby boy, my youngest.
Hi, Grandma.
My baby.
Hey,
They're
congratulations.
doing online school, so it's
Congratulations.
safe. Thank you, my baby.
After you retire, can you go live with us?
Sure.
Now
Sure.
you can consider all the offers. But Lydia, yes, I'm glad that you shared with us just a few of the cases that you've handled and how you had to transfer or end and very wonderfully end some of them. So thank you again for making it very real for all of us that the situation that we are in as an island, the situation that we are in your profession, social workers, in your bureau, that you are dealing with them. When you said you're on the front lines, you are on the front lines and you are in the trenches. And so thank you very much. And you know what you do with all of that experience that you have in the trenches, take it now and you be very vocal after this and say whatever you like. And I encourage you to do that. You make sure that we get it right, you know, that all of us together, that we get it right, because you've seen it firsthand. So thank you again. You gave me all goosebumps, and all these senators were all getting emotional here because of your story. Again, so viva to Lydia, viva Lydia, and viva.
Thank you. Thank
Viva!
you.
Viva!
Viva! Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And I'd like to thank my big sister too. She retired many years ago as a special ed teacher, CRT. And I was able to do my work and not worry about mom and dad because I had such great support that we're able to do that.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Love you.
Adios, Lolo.
Love
Thank
you.
you.
Take care. We love you, boo boo.
Take care.
Thank you, brothers.
Take
Bye.
care.
Love you,
Adios,
Mom.
sister. Bye, Lydia.
Congratulations.
Good luck to
Bye.
you.
Hey,
Thank
Uncle
you.
Rick.
Good luck.
Bye, my son. Thank
Hey,
you,
Uncle.
everyone. Party.